Okay, so good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Oh, it's evening by your time. Sorry, it's afternoon here. So I'm
Good
Oluwa
afternoon.
Lawal. I'm Oluwa Lawal, and I'm the host for the podcast for today. And I would like our guest from Tulirekha Art Academy to please introduce yourself.
Okay. I am Tulirekha Deb and I am promoting art uh, since 1992. I have my art academy and many students came here. I just want to give a free space so that student can feel comfortable and student can explore their art and experience many things. So that's my thing. I'm an artist. I am working as an art teacher in Royal Global School, and yeah, I'm doing my art, and I kept many shows. And nowadays, just I'm doing art classes and school. I'm just promoting art. I just want to give back to my society. I want to give back.
Wow, that's interesting. Nice to meet you.
She is
Um,
my yeah.
your
I'm big.
daughter is here with us in the studio. I would also like your daughter to please introduce herself.
Um, yes, and I am her daughter, Anurekha. I have just come to support my mother here, and she's having her first podcast today. And I have also been an art. I have also been an artist. I am a practicing artist. I'm a visual and a performance artist, and I have. um I've always, because of my mother, I have had a very positive and a beautiful environment of art, of knowledge making, So I owe a lot to my mother, my parents, my family, because of the legacy of art that has been carrying from my grandfather. And because my paternal grandfather was a painter, he was one of the first modernist painters of Assam, and my grandmother was also an artist, and then my mother is an artist. My father is also, like, he has also studied art. So somehow, I think I'm surrounded by artists, and somehow involuntarily, I also became a part of it. I never realized how I became a part of it. And yes, here I am. I mean, I'm learning things, and I'm a beginner in this field. So, and yes, I'm really happy to be a part of this. So thank you so much.
And equally, she takes classes with me.
Wow. So obviously, just like the saying says, the apple does not fall far from the tree. Like mother, like daughter. So can you please share your thoughts on the same? I had and had.
I had an art, I think that uh, I strongly believe that everyone is an artist. Don't think so. There is anything like a good artist or a bad artist.
Yes, everyone has creativity of their own,
Yes.
and every child born with some creativity, good or bad, that is different thing. When they come here, we just polish this, isn't it?
Yes,
America,
yes.
yeah, we just polished it. But that's the traditional way. I just show, yeah, this is the way you need to do the color. But creativity should be within you. Creativity cannot teach. Creativity should be within you.
Yeah, this cannot be taught. Like, I think, like, art is something, I mean, of course one can teach the skill, the how to how to uh, like, understand the materiality of certain object, of a certain medium. That is something that can be taught, but of how do they break the barriers of materials, and how do they think out of the box, is something, it is up to them, it is up to people how they do that. So I think, for me, like, I mean, it is extremely empowering, to make art. And for me, I think for a lot of people, art is a form of resistance, right? Because I like art is the way by which we can express when we don't have anything else. So it is extremely vast and diverse form, and there are so many ways now. Even like visual art, even the visual art medium is also, it is transcending beyond mediums and disciplines. So I think that I feel great that I have been around people who are practicing art, and the environment that I have gotten, where I was always pushed to think outside the box. I was always pushed to, like express myself without any censorship, right? And while also maintaining discipline. So my mother is extremely disciplined when it comes to her personal practice and her imparting the knowledge of art to her students. So this is what comes to my mind when I think about I had an art, those moments in my life when I really wanted to, I really had a lot of things to say. Even till now, I have a lot of things to say. And through art is one such medium where I can say so many things. I can express so many things without even, and I can process my emotions. So it has been extremely helpful to me. Art has been in some way or the other. I think I'm sure that it has been helpful to many people, and I'm also trying to get over my, like whatever boundaries or limitations I'm having, and I'm wanting to do that through art. And I want to, as an artist, sometimes we forget to enjoy art, and I think that I want to bring back the joy of creating art at the first place. So yes, these are the thoughts that are coming to my mind when I think of I had.
So yeah, I agree with you that art is it allows you to express yourself. So I really agree with that. Um, can you your Art Academy?
Sorry, could you repeat it?
I say, can you please share your journey with the Art Academy with us? Your Art Academy. Can you share us the journey with us?
Yes, yes. Actually, I passed from Shantiniketan, Vishwa Bharati. I have done my graduation from there. From my childhood only, I used to enjoy with my art. I didn't have any teacher or like that up to class 8. After that, I went to my father-in-law. My father-in-law was an artist that time, and he inspired a lot, and his art inspired me a lot. Then after that, I thought of that. Okay, I can take as a career. Yeah. So I actually first you can tell that first he inspired me so much that I should go for the art. After that, I was very unlucky that he expired. And after my high secondary school, after my school, I went to Shantiniketan Vishwa Bharati and did my graduation there. And constantly, my parents was supporting me. And after my graduation, I thought that I should open my one studio so that people can come and enjoy art. First, wanted to give that space, and the thing is that I then I started my art academy. I have started with children art classes, and gradually I inspired, I think, so many students in art in my academy so that they can take art in their life. Actually, there are a lot of students, they are maybe engineer or something else, some other occupation they are, but still they couldn't leave art. That's my satisfaction, that at least I have given that satisfaction and that space to them so that they can at least enjoy their art. Yeah. And Anurika, once upon a time, she was my student.
Yes, I was
Yeah,
the student.
and as a my student, as a my daughter, I think so. Her experience she can express.
Definitely. I mean, my one of the most happiest memories of my childhood has been actually with this art class that my mother had every like Sunday art class means a lot to me. It holds a very important place in my heart, not only of mine but of so many students who are still my friends now.
And
And they
I'm extremely disciplined art teacher. I'm not like that, that okay, do whatever you like. No, you have to draw. I was means very much disciplined. You can
Yes,
tell.
yes, absolutely. I mean, as I was saying that Sunday art classes were have been a very interesting moment uh, thing in my life. So not only for me, but for so many students who are still my friends, and they have helped me shape my thinking since childhood. They have been so much. We have had such a healthy space, such a positive and
Yeah,
such a
senior
beautiful
will teach
space.
the junior, and junior will teach the
Like
minor.
yes, like there was no age barrier. Like people from different backgrounds, they used to come, and they all had their own struggles, right? They all had their own things, and somehow, without even explicitly mentioning, the space became a very safe space for everyone, for all of the people. It has been a very safe space, because I think for learning, what is the first and foremost thing that we need is a safe space. And comfort, I mean, of course, we need to come out of our comfort zone also, we have to expand our comfort zone also. But while we do that, we have to maintain some kind of safety, emotional safety, to be precise. Like right now, I'm stressing on emotional safety. So I think that was something that was always practiced in this space. At least we tried, uh, and yeah, it has been a very I don't know what will I say, like one of the best memories of my childhood, and it has somehow shaped me into the kind of person that I have become. And I feel extremely privileged that I have had that since childhood. And I credit goes to my mother, for because she has been working very hard, right? She worked in a school for like every day in the weekend. She had no holiday. Even on Sundays, she used to teach art, and teaching so many children at one time, giving attention to every individual person in their own special way. It is a big challenge, and I
And
have.
I don't have any other teacher. I only teach in my academy. And summer vacation and autumn break.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
summer vacations, beautiful summer vacations I've had since childhood, precisely because of this art class. Because my mom used to have
Workshops.
yes, my mom used to do these workshops. We had explored a lot of things like printmaking, and fabric
Terracotta clay making.
clay. We used to make clay models. We surpassed different mediums. We painted on fabric and on on pots and so many things. So it has been a beautiful journey, and I wish I could get those days back. And we used to have these classes in our old house. Our old house we used to have. And very interestingly, one of my friends who was my mom's student, he started a painting named Sunday Art Class, gathering all the memories like a collage, all the memories. It is not yet completed.
He remembered everything that we had money plants outside.
Yes.
And that also.
We used to have lots of plants, so it was, and beautiful sunlight used to come in this place. I mean, it evokes so many memories when you ask me personally about the impact that art classes had in our lives, collectively. So we had so much fun. There was like so much laughter, we didn't even realize that. How did we learn so much?
I can imagine the memories you've had. Such a pleasant memory.
Yes. Sorry. Hello. Can you repeat it? Hello.
Oh, I'm with you.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Tell me.
Okay, so I said
I can't hear you.
can you explain how art is evolving the mindset of youth?
Um, I think one way art is really evolving in the mindset of today's youth, like, of course, in the context of mental health, right, Ma?
Yes.
Because my mom can elaborate
Very much,
more.
because there are a lot of students, they come with their anxiety issues and a lot of other mental issues. But when I give that space, and maybe they are not good in art, but I start with them just with the simple art, and suddenly, I type of case also, means student also. After school, she actually chosen her career in art. That is my success. That okay, at least means can give that kind of environment, and she felt okay and very free, and she explored so many things, and she enjoyed like anything. So I think so. I am very happy that I have given that space to the students to actually, because that they came with the problem, and when they gone with the art, huge art bags, and so that is the thing. I think so.
Yeah,
I
and
cannot mention the name. A lot of students.
yes, of course. So basically, art is extremely, we all know that art can be very therapeutic to some people. Of course, art is not therapy. One thing that we need to be very clear about, that art is not therapy. Therapy is a completely different thing. So art is extremely therapeutic to some people, and it is and extremely with youth, because our, like, at this time, especially at the age of youth, we go through a lot of changes in our lives, because we are we are just getting opened to the how the world functions and everything, and we struggle to find our place. So art can be, even if we don't make art, at least watching art, watching art in many forms, watching and experiencing art. It can be paintings, it can be cinema, it can be music, it can be dance.
Yes.
It can be even making small reels on Instagram, even that
That
can
is
also,
also art shows.
that is also like, because that is a creative process. When you make a simple 1 minute reel, so people might invalidate that to be not a very important thing, or making TikToks and all that. But I think that is also, if that helps somebody in their mental health, if that helps someone in their well-being, then I think art is already playing its role in its little ways. So one doesn't have to make massive art, like, as in a way that people invalidate or call that to be art, because we have our own definitions of art, and we actually do not have an answer for what is art, because there are so many answers. There are so many answers to what is art, right? So I think that
Exactly.
it is extremely ambiguous and subjective, and that is the beauty of it. I think this is what it is.
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
thank you for that. Thank you very much. So please tell us the link.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, can
Hello.
you
Yes,
hear
tell
me?
me.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
yes, yes.
Tell us about the link between art and the society.
Yes, like I was
Yeah.
saying that art is a form of resistance. When you are angry at how the system is happening, when you want to show, like basically art is also the mirror, like it serves as the mirror of
Yes.
society, right? What society is, you get it, like, of course, you see it around you, and you also know, you already know how
From the
society
primitive
is.
period you start, we came to know what is their lifestyle, and how their lifestyle. It's because of the art.
Absolutely. And
Because of the art, because the cave painting you see, there are a lot of other things. Mohenjo-daro and Harappa we have. So
yeah,
we can understand their culture through their pot, through their art, everything.
even their toys.
Mm.
So even something as mundane as toy, right? So I think through art, we can understand the history of humans, the history of mankind. Not just history, but also art has played a very important role. Like, look at our monuments and everything. Like we got to know about human lifestyle, like my mother said, by the cave paintings of Bhimbetka, like the oldest form of art. We don't know who that artist was, so that artist, the only reference that artist had was life. So,
And another thing, if you wanted to know, if we wanted to know about the 18th centuries, any king or queen, only because of the picture, because of the painting, whatever.
And I think we all are visually very much driven. Like, we remember images very quickly, right? So, like, I think visuals play an important role also in terms of children's learning. Whether they learn science or any kind of subject, visuals are extremely important, because when we used to study science as a kid, then we used to remember diagrams, and we used to remember all these little diagrams of cells and everything in biology, like. So I think that is, we don't even, like, even in maths, like, there is so every subject is interrelated. I mean, there is so much maths in art, right? Like, if I talk about math, the connection of art and maths, there is so much, because everything is dependent on measurements and calculations. Everything that we do is calculation, even if we don't understand it.
Even I joined many maths workshop where Leonardo da Vinci's art has been introduced. So it's like
so many things.
I guess that answers our question of the impact of art in education. As you said earlier, that means art impacts our education.
Yes. Art impacts our education. Is that what you're asking?
Yes. What's the impact of art in schools?
Art education in schools.
Yeah, in schools it's very important. Art education. Art is the only subject where when I enter to the class, I never come with the textbook or something. This is the space and you can think beyond whatever you can imagine, and you draw. It's good or bad, doesn't matter. But you have born with some creativity, and I encourage each student should draw that. That's why I'm saying that I'm very disciplined artist. That if I have 50 students, 50 students has to paint, 50 students has to draw. That time is your own time, and you can explore. So it's very essential in the school that we should have a good studio and good space for the art, and so that the student can explore many things, they can experience many mediums. So this is how, and I think so. I have done in my school, in my Royal Global School. I have big art room, and there people just come to express their feelings. Sometimes they are very maybe depressed or something like that. Ma'am, today I cannot draw. I'm very sad. So I just say that you express your feelings, and somehow so much good products comes out. So many good painting they can they made, and always they say that, ma'am, that was the best thing, in positive thing in Royal Global School, that space is, ma'am, you have given. So I'm very happy and satisfied that at least I gave that much space to my students.
And to add to what she said, I mean, the product that they receive, it is not only in the tangible form of art, like they have made a painting. Of course, that is something that they eventually will, but also what the knowledge that they're receiving from that space, the kind of learning that they're receiving, right? And I think learning, it is deeply entangled with not only just teaching, not only just imparting knowledge, but also about, like, how much we are willing to take, how much we are respecting each other's space, how much we are respecting each other's boundaries. So I think that art education is extremely important in schools. I mean, art education has always been, has historically been neglected in schools. It has not been given that much, importance as much as science and math has been given. Somehow art has been only reduced to a hobby, right? But it is beyond hobbies. It is way beyond. And I think now I'm hoping that there are schools who are actually taking art that much seriousness. But also, while they take it very seriously, people should also enjoy that subject, right? And I mean, at least, I mean, I don't know. I'm not. I'm pretty sure that there must be people who might not enjoy making art. And I think one of the main reasons that children don't enjoy making art is because of the fear of creating.
Yes,
And
yes.
that fear is something even we artists also struggle with. It is not only that only students suffer. So, one of the primary things about art education, which I feel, is that we have to come out of the fear of creating something, fear of expressing. Once the fear is out, once the fear is not there, then I think a lot of problem is solved. We cannot even imagine that how much it helps a person in their personal growth. So right, I think rather than focusing on how many paintings they have created, which they eventually will if they have to, but first and foremost, I think what is important is for us to focus on that, how much they have grown from what they were yesterday. And there is no competition. It's not like that, we have to score this much. There is no competition, because every artist is different.
For maybe this art is bad, but for me it's a great art. So you cannot give any marks actually in art.
It's very difficult.
And another thing, I just wanted to say that when you say that how important art is in our school, Royal Global School, our principal sir is very much encouraging. He insists me that every day there should be artist of the day. Every day one painting should I encourage, and we click photographs and we give it to the social media, and we write good things about that about that student. So we encourage each day artist of the day. I don't know how many schools they have, but we do Royal Global School. Our school, they encourage our students. and
Sorry.
and yeah, you continue.
Yes.
Okay. So can you please tell us your favorite artist and why you appreciate their work to date? Your favorite artist.
My favorite artist is Vincent van Gogh, and my father-in-law's painting inspired me a lot. But later on, inspired from Vincent van Gogh, a lot of Indian artists, also Jamini Roy's, Abanindranath Tagore's work, painting I just love, and they inspired me a lot. And in my painting, their inspiration come. There are a lot of ways that I do not know, only somehow it comes. When something inspired you, that you think very deeply, then these things comes actually, that characters. And about AnyRadio?
It's a very difficult question to answer. Who is my favorite artist? I think for me it's very difficult to answer. I have not found it one. I don't know. I have not, and I don't think about this. I somehow didn't think. I don't. It's very difficult for me to answer who is this one favorite artist or group of favorite artists that I have, because I pick different things from different people. And and liking someone, it is very fleeting, right? Like one moment I might like somebody's work, the next moment thousands of questions will arise, and I might question, I might not like it anymore. So it is, for me it's a little complicated. For me it's like I don't have any particular stuff like that. These are my favorites as such, because like I said, I pick different things from different people, different, like cinema, for music, dance, for instance, and of course from paintings. So different qualities. So all these little things I pick. Maybe in somebody's painting I like colors, but I don't like something else. In somebody's painting I like the theme, but so it is like that. So there is no set particular favorite of mine till now. I have not thought about the favorite thing. So
Okay.
yeah, this is what.
I think it's the same with everyone. There are some points in time we like something today, and the next moment it changes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
15th
Hello?
of every year, 15th of April every year. Tell us the impacts in your life.
A World Art Day. World Art Day.
I think so.
Yes, what art
Not
day?
15th of February. Each day should be the art day.
Oh yes, every day is World Art Day.
Not one day Valentine Day. If you have love, for you, every day is a Valentine Day, isn't it? Art should be art should be part of your life. It's your life actually, and I think so. Art gives meaning of our lives and helps us to understand our world. It is essential part of our culture because it shows us to have a deeper understanding of our emotions. It increases our self-awareness also, and also allows us to be open to new ideas and experience. So art should be for every day, not 15th of April, only one day. Yeah, but that idea I just love.
Yeah, because it was on the birthday of Da Vinci, I think. So I think
And-
World Art Day is.
And another thing I just love that World Art Day, they keep one subject for all artists. That is very good because Anurekha's expression will be different. My the way expression will be totally different.
Like we are a community after all. One thing that we all need to understand and focus and not forget is that we are a community after all. We are like, whatever we are divided by borders or thought process or anything, but after all we are a community. We are together in this. We all are struggling with, like, I mean, if not same things, but at least we are all part of each other's struggle in some way or the other. So, World Art Day, that is this day. It's a bit, I think, when we can, first of all, we can commemorate the great Leonardo da Vinci, of course. But along with that, yes, I mean, dedicate an entire day to something as vast as and complicated as art. I think,
I think so that
one day might not be enough. Of course, it is not enough, but it is also good that, okay, people are taking time to appreciate art in their lives.
Another thing I just wanted
Yeah,
to
so
add, yes,
it is not
society should
enough, but at least it is something, the starting point.
Mhm. Yeah, Ma, you were saying something?
no, so
Yeah, I said it is not enough, but it is a starting point.
Yes, it is definitely enough. But still, I would say that it is still good. It's nice.
15th
Yeah.
April is art day. I'm saying that art day should be every day, not only 15th, because I'm practicing every day. For me, each day is art day. But 15th, one thing I like that, one thing, many things I like that, one day you dedicate to the art. It's like, that's why they keep
It's an acknowledgement, right? Like it is an acknowledgement. Like we have Women's Day. It is important to acknowledge the impact, the social impact, and the societal position of women in our society. So like that, I mean, World Art Day is, I think, it is important. I mean,
Okay, so please explain to us
Yes,
with regards to diversity in arts and tourism. Your
art and
experience,
tourism.
yes, your experience with it.
tourism, art tourism is actually, suppose I'm going to your space. I will visit museum. That's the place I can understand your culture and about your tradition, about your culture, about your style, everything. So art is the first thing that should be there. We should promote actually our tradition and culture through art. That should be the first thing. And tourism, there are a lot of things is going on in this world that suppose French artists and the Indian artists, they collaborate and they just promising artists that are coming from the French and France and they're doing art exhibitions. and the tourists, they can purchase the painting. It's a very great thing. That's actually tourism. The main thing that if I do one art, if I cannot show to you, then what is the meaning of that? It's not for the India I'm working. I'm working for whole world, and that's the tourism helps. I think so, isn't it?
And adding to what my mother said, that I think art is the only language that we all understand. Despite of us having different linguistic backgrounds, like everyone can understand art in some way or the other. Everybody can feel something or the other through art, and that is the language that binds us together. Then the language barrier, everything goes away when through art.
Art also. Suppose Vande Mataram is a painting first Abanindranath Tagore has painted, and so that all Indians became alert, because word is not so important. Art is important. Art illiterate also understands what is art. Yeah. One illiterate, one deaf maybe cannot express or something, but he understands art. So this is the thing. This is the I think so. We.
Yeah, and like when we go to a new place, then the first and foremost things, like the very mundane, very mundane things we come across, like even fabric, even the monuments, even little objects, artifacts. We get to know about the history of that particular place through these things. So these, so I think that art automatically plays a very important role. So, when we go to another place, one of the first things is these things. And because, even through the indigenous art of that place, when we see, for example, if I talk about fabric, if I talk about textile, okay, like we get to understand that first of all, the material, and we get to understand why is it made and why is the pattern in a certain way, because everything has a cultural significance. So I think art plays an important role in tourism in terms of cultural exchange. So yeah, I mean, that's all I would like to say.
Okay, thank you very much for your opinion on that. The next question: how has Leonardo Vincent shaped your experience in the present times? I'm sure you quite know Leonardo da Vinci, right?
Of course, I have mentioned about Da Vinci before. Da Vinci, though, I mean, he was like, I don't know. I mean, he was a polymath.
Actually, you can.
I don't understand how can a person.
He has been relevant to so many fields, cutting from art to multiculturalism, so many fields. So, how has it shaped your experience in the present times?
Yeah. So Da Vinci, I mean, as far as I have known him, that about him, whatever I have like tried to know, that he was a pacifist, right? Like he was somebody who did not support wars, and that was something that he used to maintain. And very interestingly, he was also an animal rights. He used to advocate for animal rights. He used to question the hegemony, the hierarchy that we have with animals and humans. So that is something that Da Vinci used to do, and so many things he has done in like science, in paleontology, and like he has vast experience in that, like vast, like I mean, work he has done, and especially being somebody who has not had that much education, the like quote unquote education. He did not have that much education, but I really, it is miraculous for me that how did he how did he do all this? How is it possible for one person, for one man, to do all these things with so much finesse, with so much of, I don't know, what will I say, so much skill.
He's a legend. He's a legend.
So, he is
beyond this legend, I think. I mean,
that's why Da Vinci is a Da Vinci.
He was an iconoclast, and some of the great artists, they are not recognized when they are during the time, when they are like even Van Gogh, for instance. So many artists has been. Leonardo da Vinci also was one of them, and
I think
he had done
much respect society should give actually
to artists.
To the artists. Actually, India, we we don't get that much respect if you are an artist.
People only respect people once they're dead, and people don't understand the value of a person's art when they're alive. And we have seen similar patterns, right?
There are a lot of artists.
So many artists in different fields. We have seen that they are not recognized.
That due respect they do not.
Yeah, and I think artists deserve to have due respect during the time they're alive.
And government should give scholarship to the artist, actually,
Yes.
because you are creating something. Doesn't matter that you are not a doctor, engineer, but the thing is that you are creating something, and I think so. Government should encourage the artist,
especially people who are coming from marginalized sections of society. It is extremely important, that financially.
Yes, I hope that changes. I hope that changes with the younger generation.
Yes.
Having value for people that are alive, not until they are dead.
Absolutely.
So I hope that changes. Well, what's your message for the younger generation that is wishing to become an artist? Because a lot of younger people out there that want to be an artist, they've got great talents. So what is your message for them?
I can give the answer in one line that I made another artist, Tulirekha. I encourage, first of all, I cannot encourage other students that those who are coming to the art classes that be an artist, because, because nowadays art is so much open. First of all, I have to start from my home. I encourage my daughter to an artist. This is the example you are getting, I guess, that I encourage my only one daughter. I didn't encourage that she should be engineer, doctor, or any other line. No, she can be an artist, and after that, okay, we'll see it. First of all, be a good human being. You enjoy your life, and please feel to express your feelings to paper or any other. Anurekha expresses many way. So it starts from home actually. So I think so.
And also, I think, parents should really be supportive of their children doing art. And we are under this false, this false idea that if you pursue art, then you cannot do anything in life. You will not. Of course, it's very difficult to have a life of an artist. It's very difficult. But eventually, if you are a good artist, I think you can do. Something or the other will come. Something or the other will happen. So sometimes we have to take a plunge, and it is important to dive into that vast ocean, right? Because what we know is a drop of an ocean. There is this vast ocean out there, and there are so many things that we are yet to know. Like sometimes feel that such little time in our life, and so many books to read, so many paintings to draw, so many movies to watch, so many things to do in this one little life. So, if parents are supportive, then half of the problems are solved. This is what I think role is.
And the thing is that I encourage my students, and I encourage in my home also to be an artist.
Yes. Of course, my mother has been extremely supportive of everything that I've done, and I feel extremely privileged, and I just hope that I can make this opportunity. So, about younger generation, I have no message because I myself am young. And I myself don't know what to do, so I don't know what to say to younger generation.
Good poem, good painting should be there in our society, I believe. Good painting, good movies, good poetry, good songs should be there. Otherwise, no money. Everyone becomes an artist, doctor and engineer, isn't it? So this is our art.
Like doctors and engineers are extremely important professions, but one thing that it happens a lot in India that people are mostly they only respect a certain kind of jobs. Like if somebody says, "Oh, I'm an artist," then people are like, "Okay, you're an artist. What do you do?" We just say we're artists, but that's not given that importance, that status. People, because unfortunately that is how art is not given its due importance as much as, and we don't have enough jobs in this art sector precisely because society doesn't acknowledge art to be as. So we just hope that things change.
But still, I encourage myself. But there is a lot of art,
Yeah, so thank you for your time today. We really appreciate it. We learned so much from you, and we wish the academy, your Art Academy, we wish more success in the future endeavors. So thank you very much, and have a
Thank you
great.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day.
Yes. Good.